Hey guys, what's up? Murder of Birds here, and today I'm bringing you my Episode 2 anime review for Beyond the Boundary, also known as Kyoukai no Katana. Now, this episode was really awesome, very satisfying in every realm. Great action, new characters, interesting and new information, and it was really good pacing too. So I love this anime so far. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next. But anyways, getting into the anime starts off with a very intriguing concept. There's a field, Akihito's in a field, and there's a dead body in front of him. And Akihito is covered in blood. He has blood splatters on his face, which brings up the question, did he kill that person? Very intriguing, almost like the first episode. It throws something at you and, lets you wonder for yourself. So hopefully, my first impressions with either A, was foreshadowing or a repressed memory, but hopefully we do end up finding out what this vision was, and I'm really interested for that. But anyways, this second episode is pretty much a really good development in terms of Mirai as a spirit warrior. She goes up against a Yomu who's been troubling her. He's been living in her house. Akihito's there to help her out, and she really goes ham this episode. As a spirit warrior, it does tell me that she has a lot of promise, that she's not just going to be a damsel in distress, that she's actually going to man up, stick up for herself, not just be, the nervous and jumpy type of person, that character that we've seen, but when it comes down to it and the situation gets serious and she needs to, step it up, she does that, and that's pretty much shown in this first episode. We get an amazing cinematic battle. It was so gorgeous to watch. I watched it like 2 or 3 times just because it was so awesome. And, she's building up her fighting skills. She's getting battle experience with fighting Yomu. So she's getting, she's warming up to the concept of, she's a spirit warrior. She needs to get shit done. And I really enjoyed this. A few things we also learned about her in terms of her battle skills. She's able to reshift her blood. When she, there was actually a part during the battle where the Yomu actually pinned her sword, and she re-liquefied it into her blood, and then re-solidified it into her sword. So I thought that was really cool. I'd really like to see how she uses that in pretty stylish ways later on in the anime. We also know that we also find out that she has this ring that she wears, and that forms as a suppressant to her other blood abilities, but she takes it off, and she has the ability to launch her blood at her opponents, and it deals some type of acidic, reaction. So I thought that was really cool too. Not the fact that she just only has a blood sword and that's it, but she might have some hidden abilities, others that we don't know about, but we also got a new one this episode, which was pretty cool. So besides that, she didn't want to kill the Yomu, and right before, she ended up having to do it, Akihito even mentioned it to her. He's like, hey, you got to do this, you're a spirit warrior, you have to, put this behind you, you have to get over your fears of not taking its life. And right before she, deals the blow, we get a vision of a character that we have not yet seen, and, I'm wondering, who's this character? Maybe it's someone she knows, maybe it's someone she knew, they died or something, or maybe it's a member of her clan. Either or, I'm pretty excited and interested to know about that. Little snippets, little visions, the first vision we got in the first episode and this one, very intriguing concepts, so I'm really enjoying to look up, to find more about that. But she ends up killing the Yomu, and it turns into this jeweled stone, and she picks it up and, she pretty much holds on to it. Moving onward into the episode, we're introduced to several new characters. One being Shindo, which is one of Akihito's friends, and she is a humanoid Yomu. Now, first off, I thought that, Yomu were all evil, they had, monstrous-looking appearances. She appears human, she's very friendly, which tells us, not all Yomu are bad, some are good, depends how you look at it, and, she is a friend of Akihito. She's very friendly, and she has also a sister, and her sister is Ayaka Shindo, and the two sisters live in a coffee shop, whatever, and it houses as a front for what they do, and they appraise Yomu stones. Now, when a spirit warrior goes and fights a Yomu, it becomes a stone, and they bring it to the sisters, and the sisters pretty much appraise it and sell it back. They buy the stone, the spirit warrior sells it, and they make money off of it. So it's a form of like a job for them, not necessarily just a task of a spirit warrior. So I thought that was pretty cool too. So other than that, throughout the episode, Akihito is trying to convince Mirai to join his literary club. He does some funny stuff too in the cafeteria. There's a cafeteria scene that was pretty funny. He's giving her food and giving her compliments and stuff like that, and she's denying it. She doesn't want to join the club. He keeps he keeps insisting that she joins. Obvious the fact that he enjoys her company and he wants to know her better. And I hope that she does eventually join, so their development as as a pair goes further with the anime. And we also get a bit more of exposure from Mitsuki. She was in episode 1. She's also a part of the literary club. She comes off as very serious, however. With a lot of anime that I see, she's one of the characters who is very serious. She doesn't smile. At least she hasn't smiled yet. And, she jokes around with Akihito a lot. But to me, she does have a very serious demeanor. And another character that shares those qualities is Himori, which is Akihito's senpai, and she is also the brother of Mitsuki, and he definitely has a very cold and serious demeanor, much more stronger and much more serious than Mitsuki. At least that's the vibe that I got off of him. So those two characters, definitely going to get a lot more development between them two. But anyways, down more to the episode, towards the ending of the episode, we find out a lot of very interesting news. One of which I had a question of for my last review. And Akihito gets a letter from his mom, and throughout this letter, we end up finding out that she is a spirit warrior, and Akihito's dad was a yomu. So the fact that she's a spirit warrior and his dad was a yomu was probably the reason why he's immortal. Maybe not, but that's just the initial thing that I got off of that. So one of my questions was actually answered. She does come off as very embarrassing to Akihito. She shows off and stuff like that. Her character and her personality. And in that letter also, she messages them and lets them know of a yomu's coming around, and it's very powerful. Its name is the Hollow Shadow, and it's come by before. It's really powerful. She just warns them. She warns Akihito. Make sure you steer clear of this yomu. And so yeah. Pretty much that's the initial part of the episode, and at the very end of the episode, we find out, Mirai doesn't want to join Akihito's club. She doesn't want him interfering and meddling within her spirit warrior affairs. She just wants to part ways with him. And we also find out at the very end that she's actually killed someone. She says, I killed someone with my bare hands. And that's really trippy to me in some way, because at the beginning of the episode we see Akihito with blood on his bare hands, and it appears that he's killed someone, and the vision of the person that we got when Mirai was about to kill the yomu was another thing that questioned me. So maybe that's the person she killed. I'm not entirely sure, guys, but all I know is that I'm really hyped about this anime. I really want to know a lot more about it. Let me know what you guys thought about this anime. Did you guys like the battles? Did you guys like the the dialogue? Did you guys like the information that we got as much as I did? Let me know in the comments down below. Also be sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video, and I will definitely catch you guys next week for the next episode. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.